Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to this week's Sunday School video, June the 14th, 2020. It's worship time. Yay! I have a great song for you.
Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord right on. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord right on, left on. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord right on, left on, right foot. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord right on, left on, right foot, left foot. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord right on, left on, right foot, left foot, chin up. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord right arm, left arm, right foot, chin up, turn around. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord right arm, right foot, chin up, turn around, sit down.
Wasn't that a great song, boys and girls? Were you dancing in worship? Right hand, right foot, left foot. I'm sure you were. Now let's recap our last lesson. Abraham and Lot. Do you remember the story, boys and girls? Abraham showed kindness to Lot, and Abraham loved God. So God made him a promise. It was great. Would you like to hear about this promise? Well, get yourselves comfortable. It's story time. Oh, boys and girls, before we go to our story for this week, how about your activity? Did you color your grass green? Were your skies blue or purple? I'm sure it was great. Let's get ready for our new story. God's promise to Abraham. This story can be found in your Bibles, boys and girls, in the book of Genesis.
Do you remember the Bible lesson we learned about Abraham and Lot? Abraham shared with Lot, and he let Lot choose first which land he wanted. Even though Lot chose the best land, Abraham did not get angry. Abraham knew God would care for him. God makes a promise to Abraham. One day, God made a promise to Abraham that he would have a large family This was very good news to Abraham because he did not have even one child. Abraham believed God would keep his promise. He believed God would give him and his wife Sarah a family. Abraham waited, but still he and Sarah had no children. A long time went by. God spoke to Abraham many times and kept promising Abraham that he would have a son. But still, Sarah did not have a baby. Abraham and Sarah grew older and older and older. And after a while, they were so old that they no longer were able to have children. Oh my. Had God forgotten about his promise, boys and girls? No. God does not lie. God always keeps his promises. What he says, he will do. One day, God sent some strangers to Abraham's home. They were strangers from God. They asked Abraham, "Where is your wife Sarah?" "She is in the tent," Abraham answered. "At this time next year, Sarah will have a son," one of the strangers said. Sarah had been listening at the door of the tent when she heard what the stranger said. She did not believe him. She thought, "I am too old to have a baby, and so is Abraham too old to have a son. It's silly to even think about it." Sarah laughed to herself. Ha ha ha. Then the stranger said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh? Is anything too hard for God?" Boys and girls, is anything too hard for God to do? Not at all. God had not forgotten his promise to Abraham. Even though no one would have believed Abraham and Sarah could have a son, God made it possible. By the next year, just as the stranger had said, Abraham and Sarah had a baby boy. Abraham named his son Isaac, which means laughter. Sarah had laughed when she did not believe God's promise, but now she laughed in happiness that God had given her a son. God has given me laughter. I am happy, Sarah said. Everyone who hears what God has done will laugh and be happy with me. Perhaps you have a baby brother or sister who does silly things and makes you laugh. You can help your family be happy too by doing what your parents tell you to do. You can help them clean a room, or they have time to play with you. You could play a noisy outdoor game or a quiet indoor game together. You may laugh and play chase or tickle games together. God likes it when we have happy times, happy family times together as a family. God had promised Abraham that he and Sarah would have a son. Did God keep his promise? Did God keep his promise? Yes, he did. He always keeps his promises. One of God's promises is that when we love God, he will never leave us or forget us. Will God keep this promise? Yes, even though you cannot see God, he always is with you. He sees you every moment of the day. He sees you when you are doing what is right and when you are doing wrong. God always sees you, and He is always there to help and to forgive you if you are sorry about bad things you have done. Another promise God has made is to answer the prayers of those who love and obey Him. If you pray to God, asking Him for what you need or what, He will answer. But you must remember that God knows what is best. When you ask your father and mother for something, do they always say yes? Sometimes parents have to say no. Sometimes God says no too. He says no when we ask for things that would not be good for us. Sometimes God says wait when we don't get what we ask for the right away, when we don't get things that we ask for right away. Sometimes it means we should keep praying for it and wait to see if God will say yes later. God always keeps His promises, but just like Abraham, sometimes we just have to wait. Have a blessed evening, boys and girls. God bless you.
Wow, that was a great story. It made me happy. God made Abraham a promise, and God kept his promise. Now it's quiz time! Yay! First question, boys and girls. What was the name of Abraham's son? If you guess Isaac, you're correct. Good job. Next question. Did God keep his promise to Abraham? I'm sure you got that one right. Yes, he did. No matter how long we wait on God, he always keeps his promise. Right, boys and girls? Now for this week's activity, boys and girls. Do you like coloring? Well, you not only have one but two pages to color. It's Abraham and his family. Have fun. Until next time, boys and girls. Sunday schools, blessed school, rain or shine, be on time. Never mind what's behind. All you have to do is to be on time. Bye.